Hi everyone, Corinne Malidi here, 2-star Diamond Beachbody Coach. I wanted to share a little bit about my story with you today. I am going to start back with when I was younger. I struggled with my weight my whole life. As far as I can remember, I was always the big girl in the crowd. I was always uncomfortable, always. I missed a lot of pool parties, trips to the beach, even sleepover parties. I just never felt comfortable. And then as I got older, same thing with more age-appropriate events with older friends. I just didn't, I didn't enjoy going out. If I did have to for, a good friend's birthday or something like that, up until very recently, I would literally cry every time I had to get dressed. I didn't like my wardrobe because I didn't have any fashionable things to wear because those things just never looked good on me, or so I felt very uncomfortable in them. And just that's pretty much the gist of I just plain was uncomfortable in my skin my entire life. I tried everything under the sun, from diet pills to Slim Fast, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, you've named it. I've done it all. Some things worked, some things didn't. When they did work, it was always just short term. It was never really me gaining knowledge about nutrition and fitness. It was just a quick fix to get me to that vacation, or a quick fix to get me to my wedding day, or whatever it was. It was never knowledge based. So it all always came back because my poor eating habits always came back because I never had that base knowledge of what proper nutrition was. So fast forward a little bit, I get married. I had 2 kids. My second was my daughter, who she was a very big baby and she was very chubby. And when she started eating table foods, I became obsessive over what she was eating, because people would always reference the fact that she was chubby, and in a good way, because she was a baby, so there was nothing wrong with the baby being chubby. But for me, it never sat well with me. It was like pains in my heart every time I heard somebody call her chubby, like, oh, she's so cute, look how chubby she is. It wasn't cute at all to me, because all I could think of was, oh my goodness, she's going to be just like me. She's going to grow up and be uncomfortable, and she's going to be the chubby girl all the time. And so I began to obsess over her nutrition, and I fed her only fruits and vegetables that I made. I didn't buy anything. Everything was organic, grass-fed meats, and, very bland, very little salt, and just, herbs and spices, everything all natural. And yet the rest of us continued to eat junk, our regular, poor habits of, fried foods and frozen foods and canned and boxed foods, all sorts of processed stuff that was, quick and convenient, because neither myself or my husband are good chefs. We don't do very well in the kitchen. So that's what it was like for us. And then one day I had like a wake-up call. I don't remember if it was somebody's rolled eyes or what it was when I was feeding my daughter or cooking for her. But I was like, wow, she's obviously not the problem. I'm the problem, and I need to fix me so that I can fix her, because it's not going to last forever. She's not going to always just eat what I feed her. She's going to see what's going on around her, and she's going to make her own choices. And I want her to make the right choices based on what she's seeing. I want to be a role model for her, a good role model. So that was my epiphany. I had been stalking my friend on Facebook for a very long time, my good friend from college, Melissa, and I finally reached out to her, and I was like, that's it. I need this, like, whatever, Shakeology. I knew she had MS, so I knew her story was that she believed she had gotten MS from all the processed foods and chemicals and junk that she had eaten her whole life, struggling with her weight. So I knew also that she had done her research before she started to drink Shakeology daily, and I trusted her. So I was like, all right, I'm not even doing my research. Like, if this stuff is good for me and it's going to help me lose weight, I want it. And I told her just that. I said, I don't need to research anything. I trust you. Tell me what I need to get started. She got me started on Shakeology and Les Mills Pump. And I was faithful to that program for 90 days. I drank my shake every day. I felt better immediately. She did mention to me when I signed up about the coaching opportunity. She said, you know, if you're going to do this for the 90 days, you might as well sign up as a discount coach, as a coach, so that you get your discount and you can, you know, save some money each month on your Shakeology. And I was like, all right, I don't have to sell anything. She's like, no, absolutely not. And I was like, okay. She's like, but if you want to, and I was like, be somebody's health coach. I need to lose 60 pounds. What are you talking about? I can't be anybody's health coach. So she was like, all right, you know, whatever. I was adamant. I was like, I love my job. I was a pediatric occupational therapist, had my own business. I said, I make good money. I don't need this coaching thing. I just need to fix me and get healthy. So she said, okay. And I signed up as a coach to get the discount, though, so I could save on my Shakeology. Literally a week later, I was raving to everybody about Shakeology because I loved the energy I felt. I mean, I just felt good overall. I knew I was making a change. I was fully committed to doing this program. I felt worth something. I felt like I had something to talk to people about. And it was just a good feeling. So about 6 weeks into my program, my results started to be visible. So people were asking, what's that shake you're drinking? What are you doing? Talk to me. And people were interested. So I told Melissa, and she's like, well, you're signed up as a coach, so why don't you, I'll show you how to sign them up under you, and then you can get the credit, and it'll help pay for your Shakeology. And I was like, okay. Then my husband tried it. My husband loved it. He started drinking it, and he has very poor eating habits in that he doesn't eat all day, and then at night he'll eat whatever he wants. So he doesn't gain weight. He's not extremely obese or anything like that, but he's just not healthy. He did, however, he has lost 50 pounds as well. But anyway, that's how my story began. The rest is kind of history. I started coaching. I started signing people up, and I was so excited to be helping them in a way that I was helped. Like I felt like I had this new life, this new reason to live. I had so much energy and felt so good about what I was doing for myself and ultimately for my family. My husband now was on track getting healthy. We were exercising. The kids could see that we were exercising. It was just really exciting, and we knew how good we felt, and to know that I could have a hand in doing that for other people was really rewarding. I mean, I always wanted to work in a field where it was rewarding for me, where I could help others, which is why I became an occupational therapist. So to be able to do this for my peers, for adults, for family, for people I love was an amazing experience. So I quickly became addicted, to be very honest. I was, right off the bat, I was like, this is great. And then like payday would come, Beachbody payday on Thursday, and I was like, really? I'm getting paid to do this? It was just really bananas to me. It all happened very quickly because I was, like I said, I was obsessed. So I was in the team pages. I was trying to find out, learn more about how the business worked and just talk to as many people as I could about it, and I ended up, I started growing my team. My business grew gradually. And then I knew that the following year my son was going to be starting kindergarten in Long Island, where we live, and my business was in Queens, and schedules were going to have to change. That's where they had gone to daycare, and I just started to stress about that, and I decided that I was going to set a goal for myself to quit my OT job the following June. So a year and a half into my Beachbody coaching, I was to quit so that I could work from home as a full-time Beachbody coach, be with my kids, not have to worry about their schedule, put my son, in kindergarten by our house. And I set that goal for myself probably about 10 months out. I said, okay, I see the potential in this business. I know it can happen. I know what I have to do to make it happen, and I'm going to do it. And I did. I did just that. June came, the end of the school year, and it wasn't easy because I did love my job. I loved the families I work with. I still do. I keep in touch with them. But I knew that I needed to do this for me and for my family. I can't express to you enough what it feels like to be able to bring my kids to school every day, to pick them up from school every day, to take them to their dance, to take them to karate, to take them to gymnastics, to actually be there, to not have to worry about rearranging my schedule because somebody was sick or somebody had to stay home or the school nurse called. And I'm there, I'm here, I'm working from home or I'm shopping or whatever I'm doing. I'm right here and I'm always available and I don't ever have to miss anything. And I know that so many of you can relate to that horrible feeling when you have to, because you miss these things because you have to provide for your family, because you have to be at work. And honestly, that's not something I was really looking for when I decided to quit. It was more convenience. I don't have to worry about the commute. I don't have to worry about rearranging my schedule and all of that. It wasn't something I was looking for, because one thing, I love my children, but I could never stay home all day with both of my kids 24/7. It's just not for me. And I give credit to a lot of parents who can do that. But so I was never one of those moms like, oh, I just want to be with my kids all the time. Like, that's not who I am. I love my kids and I love to be with them, but I love to be there for them when I need to be and when I want to be, so I can send them to school and then I have the afternoon with them. My schedule before, when I worked, was rush out of the house in the morning, go drive into Queens, take them to daycare there, go to work all day, pick them up at 6:30 at night, sit in an hour of traffic to get home, rush to feed them something to eat, then rush them to bed, to take a bath so they could get to bed at a decent time. Maybe we had a half an hour of time to play together. And I also worked on Saturdays, and that wasn't enough. And then the little bit of time we had together was constant rush. It was rush, 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 rush to get out the door, rush to do this, rush to do that. And it was always tense and anxious and never really quality time. And now things are very different. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm able to I'm here, I'm present for my family, and I am providing for them. All because I'm helping other people get healthy and fit. And don't get me wrong, it's not easy work, and it's not like I don't work. I definitely have working hours where I spend time doing what I need to do. And there are times where it can be stressful but I really love what I do, and I can do it when I want to. If I have to go to the store to get something, okay, I go to the store and get something. If I, not feeling well and I need to shut down my computer for the day, that's totally fine. I can do that. And that's what I love, that flexibility in my time, the flexibility in my family time. Everything is just much more flexible. And yet at the same time, I'm able to provide for my family and feel like, I'm not putting all that burden on my husband to go to work each day and earn that income for us. And our next goal is for him to be able to come home, which, according to our plan, should happen within the next 3 to 4 years, where we'll be able to both be home with our kids and be able to do more activities and have a more fulfilling life, where we're not, he's not just getting up, going to work, going through that whole routine, being stressed after work, dealing with emails and phone calls and all of that. We really, really believe in this opportunity. It's not something I ever, ever, ever thought I would do. If you told me 3 years ago that I would be a health and fitness coach, I would have laughed right in your face. I'm not kidding. Even now, I pinch myself and I'm like, is this really happening? Are people coming to me for health and fitness advice? I don't have a six-pack. I don't have the body I've always wanted, or, I haven't reached my final goal yet, but that's not what it's about. You don't need to. If you care about others and you want to support people in getting healthier and living a happier life, then this is for you. If you have even 3 hours a week to put into this, you can do this and you can build your business. I was working 6 days a week when I started. My husband wasn't able to drive because of a medical condition. I was like a bat case, 6 days a week, driving everybody all around town. And I made it work, and I was still working out. I was still preparing my healthy meals and running this business. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just trying to say that if you really want something, you can make it work. I don't watch TV anymore because that's my choice. I don't want to. There's nothing that I really, there's maybe 2 shows that I watch that are when they're in season. But it's not as important to me. And those are some of the sacrifices I've made, which really to me isn't a sacrifice, but so that I can spend a little bit more time in my business and get to those goals that I want to be, so that in 5 years from now, I'm not working as much. And so that in 5 years from now, if we want to pick up and go on vacation during spring break, we don't have to worry that the flights are too much money during spring break, so we can't go anywhere. We'll have to just stay locally. Anyway, I'm going on and on. I hope you understand my passion. I hope you understand my story. I am not, any sort of, and we're all very different, but I definitely didn't intend for this to ever happen. It happened kind of accidentally, and it is the best blessing that my family could have ever received. So with that, please feel free to ask me any questions about my story. And I hope some of you can relate. I hope that you are open-minded about this opportunity and what it can do for you and your family. It is not a get-rich-fix thing. Get-rich-quick thing. It's not a quick fix. It does take work and it does take time. But, 2 years ago, I had a crazy commute, lots of hours, and a crazy, crazy household. And now things are so much more relaxed. Same financial, financial things haven't changed, and I'm home and I'm here and I'm present. So I wouldn't change it for the world. In just 2 years. Think about where you want to be in 2 years. Think about where you want to be in 1 year. It can happen quicker. It depends how much work you want to put into it. All right. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Have a great day.